Hello, welcome to Unlimited Random Bingo on the screen. Today I'm going to show you how to use the rounding one. First things first, if you can, ideally try and open this file up as it is without any other Excel files open. It'll just help it kind of run a little bit better. If you haven't, it's not a problem. Definitely though, what you have to do once you've opened it up is make sure you enable the macros. So normally you'll get a yellow pop-up here. If you don't, you go to File, and you'll see it here, Enable Content. If you click on Enable All Content, you can make it a trusted document, which means that you won't have to go through the whole palaver of doing the macros again. So, welcome to the front screen. So you'll be on the options screen when you first open this up, and this will give the option to choose how many digits you would like. Excuse my dog in the background, he's scratching himself. You can choose how many digits you would like from this drop down list here, and you can choose what you'd like to round to. The rounding list changes depending on what digits you've used. So for example, if we select 7 digits, we can do anything all the way up to rounding to the nearest million, and we can also do mixes of some of them as well. So nearest whole number, obviously you'll have a decimal to one decimal place that you can round to the nearest whole number, and then you've got everything up to the nearest million by itself. Rounding mix gives you rounding to the nearest whole number and everything above, and then hopefully the others are pretty self-explanatory. So rounding mix, so that's the nearest 10 and the nearest 100, nearest 10, 100, 1,000, nearest 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. I'm sure you probably get this now, so I don't have to go through anymore. So those are your options, and what that will do is generate these amount of digits with this amount of rounding in the questions. So just for randomness, we'll go for 5 digits, and we'll go round to the nearest 100. And then we'll go on to the bingo section. So as you can see, it's generated 40 random answers here, and it's also behind the scenes generated 40 random questions. If you click, let's hang on before we do anything. If we've gone to full screen mode, you'll notice it's much cleaner and there's no more Excel stuff, which I find much better if you're putting this up on a whiteboard. So if we click new game, you'll notice all the numbers randomly change. You literally have unlimited possibilities with this game, so you never ever ever ever, and I'm willing to bet money on that, play the same game twice. So if we click new game, cycle through, etc. So normally what I like to do for my students is get them to draw a 4x4 grid on a mini whiteboard and pick 16 of those numbers in that grid. Once they've done that, then we go to start game, and we can cycle through, and if they've got the answer to the question, they cross it off. You may notice there are on odd occasions duplicate numbers, which I can't see any in this particular one. But if there are duplicate numbers, they can put those in as long as they only put the amount there are in the grid. However, they can only cross off one per question. So say they have 100 3 times. If the answer is 100 on the first question, they can only cross off one of them. If the answer is 100 on the second question, they can cross off the next one. And if the answer is 100 on the third question, then they can cross off the third one. Right, so once we've got all the students to have written all the numbers down, we can then start the game, and then you'll see here we can cycle through the options. So this is the first question. Again, if they've got the answer to that, they just cross it off. Next question, you can go back to the previous question if you want to. Just to show you, there's 40 of these, so it'll go through all the way down to the 40th one. It's very unlikely you'll get to the 40th one if you've got a whole class full of students. But if you do, that is very impressive. If a student gets bingo, you can click on bingo, check the answers, and it will give you all the answers in the order that you did the questions in. And you can also hide the answers. And let's say someone's got bingo, and we can start a new game if we want to. There is a third tab on here named bingo cards, where actually you can print off pre-populated card. All of the numbers in here are to do with the current game that is on here. A word of warning, if you print off what is currently on here, then you go back and you press new game, you'll notice all the numbers have changed. That means that you will lose everything effectively that you've printed off, and it makes it pointless. So you have to print them off again. So please make sure you do not click the new game button after you've printed off your cards. There are 8 in total of these cards. There's 32 bingo cards for the students in total. If we go to file print, you'll see that it gives us an option of 8 kind of pages here. You do not have to print off all 8 pages, so you can come here to pages and print off maybe pages 1 to 2, and that will only give you 8 cards in total if you only have 8 students, which will save you some paper. Well, hopefully that is everything. As I said, you actually have 48 options for different bingo games. I'm pretty sure you could practice lots and lots of things, and it requires no paper whatsoever if you don't want to. And actually, I find students find it really fun. So hopefully that's been informative for you today. Thank you very much.